Bullet Club for life.
Wow. Just wow. Today, the NBA free agency has been crazy. The biggest news of today is Paul Gasol has signed with the Spurs. And it's like, that's the fucking game changer right there. Because, it's the Spurs. They signed another great player. Last year they signed LaMarcus Aldridge. They got Kawhi Cornrows. I can't even say his name. You know what I'm talking about, Kawhi on their squad. And now they signed Paul Gasol. Now, I would say they're the favorites to win the championship. Because, it's the Spurs. And, every year, everybody's on the Spurs nuts. But something else happened today in the NBA. And it's fucking crazy on how this happened. Philly signed some dude named Sergio for $8 million for 1 year. Now, to me, that's a goddamn game changer right there. Because he comes from overseas. He can shoot the ball. He can dribble the ball. So, clear upgrade right there for Philly. Now, what else happened today is Golden State, they are letting go of Bogut. Barnes' trash ass is gone. Why? Because they signed Kevin Durant. Now, I know you're thinking to yourselves, hey, Kevin Durant just lost a 3-1 lead. He just choked away a 3-1 lead to the Warriors this past postseason. How can he join the team that whooped him? Well, who knows? That was really a bitch move. I don't hate it. I'm still going to respect Durant. He's still one of my favorite players. But at the same time, I got to call a spade a spade. That's a bitch move. Like, this is like Mike joining the Pistons back in '89 after getting his ass whooped by him. Actually, it's worse than that because at least Mike didn't have a 3-1 lead he choked away. I don't even say he choked away like it was all Durant's fault. It was Westbrook's fault too. But at the same time, you the leader of that team. Blame falls on you and Westbrook. So both of them choked. But Westbrook's not joining the fucking Warriors. And he wouldn't join the Warriors because he's too much of an alpha dog. But now, we all know that Durant is about to get a lot of hate. And I don't believe he should. He was a free agent. He didn't force his way out of OKC. He did his contract. He fulfilled his obligations to the city. He played his contract out. He was a free agent. He could leave. Was it a bitch move? Yes. But was it the right move? We'll see. Here's the thing about this move. Golden State now have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Welvin, that guy Draymond Green, and Durant. And they still got Iguodala, they still got Livingston, but they still got the rest of the trash on the bench. Now what they don't have is a big man. And if you've seen this past postseason, that was their Achilles heel right there, is that they have no big man. They can't go big when teams go big. And you've seen it with OKC, with Steven Adams he showed out. He was looking like a top 5 center. Well, he is a top 5 center, but he was looking like a top 5 center in the Western Conference Finals. And then the next round, what's his name? Tristan Thompson he was a man among boys playing against the Warriors. And it's funny because last year, Tristan Thompson earned his big-ass contract by playing great in the finals. And then you get to this season, he's been, he was subpar this season. Let's just say he wasn't earning his contract. But as soon as he gets to the finals, guess what Tristan does? He steps up and he plays like an $80 man. But why? Why did he play like that? It's because Golden State have no big man. And the few big men that they did have, when you had Zealy and you had Bogut, they're gone now. What are they going to do as far as the big man rotation goes? Because right now, I look at free agency and it's like Paul Gasol signed with the Spurs. So they can't get him. They can go out and sign David West, but David West isn't. He's a 4. He's not gonna really change much on this team, and he's not gonna be playing in the most crucial moments. I heard Jermaine O'Neal was coming back. Maybe that's a good pickup for him. I don't know. What's the last time we seen Jermaine O'Neal play? Like, he's just hitching on for a ride. And that's my next point I want to get to, is that everybody's claiming that Durant is hitching on to the ride, getting an easy championship. And let me say this, because I did call it a bitch move earlier. I'm not calling it a bitch move because Durant is hitching on for a championship ride or he's trying to get easy championships. I'm calling it a bitch move because this was the team that just eliminated you. And if you just played average, if you was average, you would have beaten them in game 6. But it's the same team that beat you. That's why it's a bitch move. Most people calling it a bitch move because he's getting easy championships and he's stacking the team, making it easy for him. Now I want to ask you guys, if you had the chance to make your job easy, still make great money, because he's not really losing that much money this season, still make about the same amount of money, you make it easy, and you succeed at the end, because at the end of the day, what's the NBA all about? Winning rings. So if you could do all that, why wouldn't you do that? Like, who makes work harder for them intentionally? Like, everybody's goal is to make it easy. Well, that's my goal, is to have an easy job. I still succeed at the end, make money, and win. That's the point of the NBA, is to win. Why make it harder for yourself? Now, I know a lot of old heads is like, oh, well, Mike one never did this, Magic one never did this. But it was a different time back then. Like, you just can't expect these players to always be the same. The NBA has evolved. It's a super team era now. Like, these players, they're gonna want to start teaming up more and more now. Like, we're gonna see in the next few weeks on how this Golden State Kevin Durant signing turns out. Now, the question on everybody's mind is, what is OKC going to do? Is Westbrook going to stay? How do they recover from this? And the simple answer is, we might not ever recover from this Durant. Durant is a once-in-a-lifetime talent. You just don't find those off the tree. Cleveland had, 4 number 1 picks? They had Irving, Bennett, Wiggins. They had 3 number 1 picks, but they also had Tristan Thompson and Deion Waiters in those lotteries, in the lottery pick too. I'm pretty sure they had another, but they had 3. And they traded for Kevin Love, all that. Don't matter. But my point is, did they find another LeBron with all those picks? No. Why? Because LeBron's one of a kind. Same with Durant. Now, luckily, I will say this. The difference between us right now and Cleveland back in 2010 was we still have a top 5 player on our team. We still have great young talent with Steven Adams. Cameron Payne is on the team. We just got Sabonis in the Ibaka trade. And we have Home Depot in starting at 2 for us. What is Westbrook going to do? Now, if I'm Sam Presti, that's the GM for OKC, what I would do is I would get Westbrook in the room, and I would simply tell him straight up, tell me if you stand or you not. If you hesitate or you don't know, you have to pull that trade. You have to trade Westbrook. You can't lose him for anything now. And trust me, it's going to be a lot of suitors. LA pops up and Boston. LA or Boston. For me, as a fan of OKC, I would have to say if. Worst case scenario, we have to trade Westbrook. We gotta trade with Boston. They got the best package out there. We could get Jaylen Brown, they just drafted this season. That Brooklyn pick from next year in 2018, I believe. Let's get those 2 picks. Let's just get a bunch of filler from that team. Maybe Avery Bradley. Trade us Isaiah Thomas. It don't matter. We need to restart. We need to start rebuilding. And if I'm Presti, or even if I'm a fan of OKC, you have to. If Presti has top 5 picks, you got to be proud of it, because who has he ever missed out on besides maybe Jeff Green, garbage ass? But who has he missed out on? He had James Harden, he had Russell Westbrook, he had Durant. Ibaka was the 22nd pick. Reggie Jackson was the 21st pick, 22nd pick. That was in the 20s. Cameron Payne was number 14. Steven Adams was 11 or 12. I have to check my sources on that. But who has he really ever missed out on? Like, really, let's look at it. Like, if anything, if we trade Westbrook, I want those Brooklyn picks, because I know there will be at least top 5 picks, because Brooklyn's going to be ass for the upcoming seasons. And Presti and top 5 picks, I'm not saying we're going to find another Westbrook and Durant, but we can find some talent and we can move on. But, like I said, this signing from Durant, I'm not finna sit here and lie like, oh, this shit doesn't hurt. It hurts. But at the end of the day, it's basketball. And I see a lot of people burning Durant jerseys, burning his hats and attire. And that's some real cornball, goofball shit. Like, first off, if you was a fan of Durant from 2 months ago, you should still be a fan of Durant 2 months after. You should still be a fan of his today. That's what I am. Will I support Golden State? No. But would I support Durant winning the ring? Yes. But hey, at the end of the day, like I said, it's just basketball. So for all you guys burning jerseys, burning hats and shit, you was never real Kevin Durant fans. Like that's the bottom line. You was never Durant fans, because if you was, you'd still be rocking with him today. That's all I really have to say. Peace out.
Bullet Club for life.